Well, hey folks, how's it going today? I hope you guys are all doing really good and having a nice day. We're going to take a look at this amplifier that I picked up yesterday. I got this in a deal with an electric guitar that I bought on Marketplace. If you guys been watching the channel, it's in a video that I did yesterday. It was an Ibanez Geo, an inexpensive guitar, but I must say it cleaned up really well. There's only a couple really small nicks in the finish, and there's no scratches on the pick guard. There's no scratches on the back plate. It looks like it just got left in a corner and collected some dust. So I was really happy about that. And I still haven't plugged it in and played it yet, but just cleaning it up was really big. That's the first thing I do when I buy used gear. I go right through it, completely clean it. I don't want to be touching someone else's, beer that spilled on their amplifier or whatever. So I clean that all up first. And that's what we're doing here. One of the viewers did leave a comment and said that this amplifier was sold at Sears and Roebuck. And he thought it was probably from the 70s. So thank you for that. His handle is Voodoo Highway. He's been on the channel for a while. And thanks for that. I really appreciate that. So what we're going to do is just clean this up. And, I want to spray the pots. I took the knobs off it here, and we'll clean those up too. And it's got a loose jack here. And we're going to tighten all that stuff back up. I do want to take the back cover off the amplifier, which looks to be homemade, but I could be wrong. I don't know. We're going to investigate that a little closer. And, I want to take it apart and see what the circuit looks like in there and just kind of go from there. So first thing I do here, like with grill cloth, this is a cool little trick. Get yourself a shoe shine brush or a nice soft bristle brush and just lightly go over the grill cloth, okay? Now that gets right in and gets all the dust out of all the little craters in the cloth, and it just does a nice job. It doesn't ruin the grill cloth at all. Now this is almost like carpet kind of feeling stuff, really different, but it's intact, and if you can get it clean, even better. Now. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean, that's cleaned up a lot already. So again, that's a nice little trick, guys. Just a little shoe shine brush. I use this kind of stuff on my amplifiers all the time because they do get dusty and that kind of stuff. And that just keeps them from getting stained and just adding more dirt to the party. So again, I like to go right through this stuff when I first get it, clean everything up. And then I'll start working on it, but that's the first thing. And I also wanted to mention, if you guys are selling any gear or anything like that, take 10 minutes and clean it up. Wipe it down, get it looking as good as you can. If not, then, the appeal is a lot less. Now, I kind of know this going in that a lot of times I'm going to end up cleaning them up anyway. But, you never know if they're going to clean up well. So I have to usually buy them for less money or offer less money. If I have to put time and effort into, getting it cleaned up and ready to go again, then, I got to ask less. It all depends on the price, of course, If it's just dirt cheap anyway, then, I usually just buy them. But I will say one thing. If it's clean and it looks like it's been well taken care of and the asking price is pretty close, a lot of times I'll just buy it because I know that I don't have to put any effort into it, and it's just a quick either flip or, just something to put in my own collection. So, quality and condition is everything, as it is in anything else in life, right? So what we're going to do is take this back plate off next and take a look at that. I'm also going to wipe down the control plate and just try to clean this up as good as I can. I do love the looks of it. It's kind of cool. I still don't know who made it. Maybe we'll find out when we get inside. So let's take the back cover off and see what's in there. Okay, so you can see why I kind of thought this might not be the original. You can see somebody kind of sawed this out for the cord. I really don't know, so here we go. We're going to take this little piece of Luan plywood off the back and go from there. I can see that somebody did cut this. It's chipped out. I don't think that would have come from the factory like that, so looks like somebody might have stuck a cover on here, which that's okay. Sometimes I take them off on these little guys anyway, just because they sound different. Sometimes they sound better with the covers off them, honestly, but sometimes they don't, you know, and it's always nice to have the option, I guess. You know what would be cool is put a hinge on these or something. You know, if you find a nice little amp and you like the sound either way, or just have that option for recording or whatnot. Okay, here we go. Well, let's look. I'm going to get you guys right down here where the action is, and we'll see what's going on here. Okay, so it is a circuit board. Everything looks pretty good. Okay, it's got a Sanyo speaker, Japan. I'm not 100% positive if that's original. The reason being is because I only see the two bolts here holding it in. Let's see. Now, I don't see any hole there. So, now that looks like maybe there was a hole there. This could be a different speaker, honestly. I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of funky looking soldering. Nonetheless, it is what it is. So, yeah. The caps are probably quite old. You know, I think it'll work. I know it works. I plugged it in and even the tremolo circuit worked. So, we'll see. There's quite a few electrolytics in there that may need to be changed. I'm trying to see 250K and just trying to see if I can find a maker or anything on these. That does say something in there. What's that say? Rate in there. I can't quite get it. Taiwan. Okay. So anyway, folks, that's what we're looking at. Again, it looks to be, you know, intact. Everything is still glued up good here that I can see. I believe these are original too. It looks like they broke the screw off the original cover maybe, and the original cover would have had more screws in it because I can see more holes. Same thing down here. So that's definitely something somebody added. Not a big deal. It's just particle board, but it is what it is. So what I'm going to do here next is get the control cleaner out, and I'm going to try to shoot some control cleaner in these pots. Really tough to kind of get in there, but we'll do our best. Okay, here we go. Okay, so the pots are really tough to get to. So what I'm doing here is just trying to go in from the front side. Oh yeah, I can feel it's in there because this is working a lot easier. They weren't that bad, but you can tell if the cleaner gets in there because it will kind of loosen things up. And sometimes this is your only option, unless you want to take the circuit apart and take the circuit board out or whatever. Which, you know, this is worth a try. I always try this first. Sometimes it works really well. Just moving the pot sometimes will kind of get the dust out of there. Okay, now I did notice one other thing here. I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but remember I said one of the jacks was loose, and there's why. It's actually broke. So what we'll do is probably put a new jack in there, just because, and that way it will be back in working order. Pretty simple fix, so I think I'll do that right now. Okay, so we got a new jack out here. I am going to put the old nut and washer back on it just so it looks the part. Now all they did was just jumped from jack to jack here, okay? That way you could run two inputs. I could just cut those off and let it be, but I got a jack here. I might as well throw one in it. So what we got to do is determine which is the ring and which is the tip. Pretty easy to do here. So this would be the tip, you know. It touches the end of your cable. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so when your cable's plugged in, the I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but the tip of your cord touches the this bent piece, which is called the tip. Now the other part is called the ring. Okay, now this jack's broke, so it's kind of odd to look at it, but here we have the same thing. You have the tip and the ring. So the ring actually just kind of grounds out to the barrel of the cable, and the tip will touch the top like this, okay? And there you have it. So one goes to the tip, one goes to the barrel here, okay? The ring, okay? Or the sleeve, I guess they call it sometimes as well. So anyway, there you have that. Got the soldering gun all heated up. So let's get right to it. So I'm going to take my jack apart, and I'm just going to do this right in the amplifier. I'm going to probably block the shot for a second, but and it looks like they tied the wire on. Isn't that nice? Okay, so we got that one off. So let's just solder it right back in place. So the way you can tell when you look at these, which is the ring and the tip, I got the tip in my fingers, between my fingers, so just follow that down. And you can see that goes in the space between the two plates here, okay? So you just follow that around and find that lug. So that goes to the tip right there. All right, so we're going to get that back on there. Again, I really do apologize. My hands are in the way, but sometimes that's just the way it has to be. Okay. Let's get a little solder out here, and my hands are really shaky today. Okay, so we got that one, and we're going to take the other one off. This will be the one. This is your ground right here, okay? Ow, it's getting hot. Okay, all right, we got it. Didn't burn my fingers too bad, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to stick this wire right back in there. Get a little ball of solder on the end of it. We got to get that just melted off enough to get her through there. Okay, let's get that soldered in. It's really hard to do this stuff and try to keep it in the frame for you guys, but I'm doing my best. Yeah, I don't think I quite got it. Alright, I gotta check that out. Okay, I got it with a little persuasion. I did have to kind of get my hands in front of the camera to do it, but I'm just gonna clip the ends of the wires off so they don't touch things that they're not supposed to, and then we'll just put it right back in the amp. Okay. Alright, so we got the new jack in right up here. I do remember the owner telling me that he plugged it in, there was something rattling inside, and I just found these laying on the floor of the amp. Now again, I take a soft bristle brush like this, I go right inside the amp, I get all the dust, all the dirt, any pieces of solder or anything. You want to get all that stuff out of there so it doesn't, vibrate when you're playing and make noise. Check all the braces over, make sure they're all solid. That's all stuff that just really kills the sound of an amp and drives you crazy, usually because you can't figure out where it is. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I think it's time to plug a guitar in and just see what it sounds like. Okay, folks, well, we got her plugged in here. Now, I got the volume right on 10, okay? This thing does break up. It's solid state, but it still breaks up. Check it out. Pretty crazy, really. It still has a little bit more to go. I had it on about 8, maybe. Now that's on the humbucker. Let's go up to the neck pickup. So it doesn't break it up quite as much. It's kind of a fat sounding little amp, really. I haven't even played this guitar yet either, so I'm just trying to make sure all this stuff works. Here's the neck in the middle. Okay, here's the middle on its own. The breakup, it's kind of cool. It's a little fizzy, but it's kind of nice, really. Okay, so that's the middle and the humbucker in the back. Let's go right to the full-blown humbucker. See if I can clean it up just a little bit by rolling my volume back. It certainly does. So it's overdriving some transistors is what it's doing, and that's giving it the breakup. So the humbucker delivers more signal, and that's like breaking those up. All right, let's see the tremolo. We haven't tried that yet, so... no speed control. When you turn it all the way down, it's just nothing. That's kind of funky. I'll get it off the humbucker so it'll kind of clean up. You can just kind of blend it in and out. Wow, that's really neat. Now listen, I can hear the tremolo just kind of oscillating a little bit, but listen to how quiet that amplifier is. I mean, I'm single coils here and everything. That's amazing. Pretty cool, really. Now, when you really dig in, it kind of washes out the tremolo for a minute. And as the signal kind of starts to drop a little, it kind of comes in. That's pretty neat. And I must say, this guitar, I do need to trust the neck. It's got a little forward bow going on, but man, the neck feels really good on this thing. I just like the shape of it, I should say. In my hand, it feels awesome, so. It's got a good middle pickup, too. Humbucker's pretty potent. Wow. Yeah, I got to definitely trust the neck. The action's pretty tall right in the middle here, so that's the last thing I need to do to the guitar. Basically, though, it's ready to go, and it is really clean. So anyway, this was a good score all the way around. You know, I didn't pay a lot for this. I left it in the comment in the last video what I paid for the whole shooting match, and it was really cheap. Well under $100, let's just say that, okay? But, you know, I had to go get it. I had to line up the whole thing, and I've put time into, you know, getting this thing back in order, cleaning it up. Same with this. As you saw, we just replaced the jack, but it's all good. And, you know, this could turn into something cool for recording, just for the fact that it's so quiet. It's got its own little thing. I know it's a cheap amp, guys, but sometimes that's just the magic that you need in a track, because it's so different than everything else you have. So we'll see. I'm probably not gonna keep it, but we'll see. I have a hard time not keeping stuff, as you guys can see, but I gotta start, you know, like passing some of this stuff along. And I look at it like you know, I'm kind of saving this stuff, really, from being just destroyed or neglected forever. At least when I get it, I'll clean it up, get it working again, put it back in somebody's hands that's going to enjoy it and learn how to play guitar, or just add it to their own collection. So, again, the Ibanez Geo, I've been wanting to try one of these out for quite a while, and I know they do make some different models of these, but this is, I think this is better than a Squier. I really do. I know nobody has done a setup or done the fret ends on this. Not one sharp fret end. I mean nothing. It even feels like it's kind of rolled a little bit. And it's not from playing, it's just the way it came. So the only thing that I would probably change on this would be the tuners. You put a good set of tuners on this thing, I think you'd be all right. I know maybe at a gig or something at real high volume, the pickups might squeal a little, but I don't know that for sure. And sometimes that's a great thing, depending on the music you're playing. Sometimes that's really what you're looking for, or at least just having the option of just kind of turning towards your amp a little bit and get it to take off. So, I use that stuff to my advantage sometimes. It's not always a bad thing. So, anyway, folks, thanks for following along on this one. They're out there, they don't have to be Dumble amps and 59 bursts to be something that you can play and enjoy and actually have something that sounds decent. So, I know, like I said, looking at a 5-inch speaker here, so it's not like blowing the windows out of this place, but it's not super loud either. It's just a good little kind of practice amp, and like I said, maybe just something to stick a mic in front of, or you could do a lot of things with that. You could use that circuit for other things, maybe even like a preamp. It's a lot of options there, but just as an amplifier, I think it's kind of cool. So anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the nice comments and the likes and all the subscriptions that have been coming into. I really do appreciate that. And good luck in your quest to find some guitars. It's the season, right now is prime time. A lot of yard sales and stuff happening. And here's the other thing. Now, this is my theory on this. I don't like to talk about COVID or any of that stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But since that happened, they said like 20 million people started playing guitar in 2020. Okay, so here we are, it's 2024. I know a lot of these people probably didn't last a month, maybe two. They put it in the closet and it sat there, and they probably forgot about it. And you're starting to see these guitars come out of the closets and being sold really cheap. I mean, they just want them gone. They're not going to ever play guitar. They tried it, they gave up, or it wasn't for them. Whatever the reason was, they're becoming quite prevalent out there in the used guitar market. So, pick one up for parts or just play it. I mean, I know a lot of rock stars and guitar snobs wouldn't be caught dead with this on stage, but personally, I don't really care. That's not a big deal to me. I know what it is. It's either a good guitar or it isn't. And a lot of times it's just the way it feels in your hand that classifies it as a good guitar. Like this. This is a really great feeling neck, and the body's nice too. So, this would be a good mod platform if you wanted to change the electronics out, put a nice set of tuners on it. I think you'd have something pretty awesome here. And again, it's a full thickness body versus some of the Squires, like the Affinities and some of the ones that come from Indonesia. This is, it's full thickness. It's, it feels like a full-size guitar because it's got a little heft to it. Well, anyway, folks, enough yakking and blabbing. Thanks again for checking this out. I hope this was kind of fun. I know these shop videos can be kind of boring, but I try to document them just the same, because sometimes it can help people out, and maybe stimulate them to, work on their own gear or that kind of thing, or even just start, looking for these. They're out there, and like I said, I've seen them for under $100 many, many times. If you see one of these for under $100, you probably ought to pick it up. It might shock you how good the quality can be on these, honestly. So thanks again, folks. We'll see you real soon. Be good. Okie doke.